I'd like to talk about flying in navigation when you have to use your compass. Now, on the Earth, we have these lines of longitude. Now, these lines of what they call meridians of longitude. If you were to fly along a meridian of longitude, you're actually flying north, and so this is 0, 0, 0 degree true. T represents true north. Now, if you were to follow the compass, the trouble with the compass is the compass doesn't fly along the meridians of longitude. The compass flies towards the north magnetic pole, which is a different location than geographic North Pole. So if you fly along the meridian of longitude, that should take you to the geographical North Pole. But if you follow the compass north, you'll miss the geographical North Pole and you'll go to magnetic North Pole, which is in a different location. So here lies our dilemma. We know on the map what is north. If we were to fly from, say, this position to this position, and we were to fly due north, we'd be following a true north 0, 0, 0. That's north. True. T stands for true north towards North Pole. The thing is, have a look at this purple line here. See this purple dashed line? This is the line I want you to recognize. This is called a variation line. Now, these lines can be found on your World Aeronautical charts. That's the WAC charts. And a World Aeronautical chart are used by pilots to fly from one location to another. Now, if you're flying in the vicinity of a variation line, have a look at this number here. Now, this says 1 degree west. Now, what that is saying is if you're in this part of the world, the magnetic North Pole is actually 1 degree west of true North Pole. So if you want to follow your compass on this blue track, you've got to adjust it to a magnetic heading and add 1 degree. So variation west, magnetic best. So we want to follow the 0, 0, 1 degree magnetic. M stands for magnetic. This is what you follow on your compass. So you have to track 1 degree on the compass. Now, there is a variation of compass that you might have to make another adjustment. We'll talk about that another time. But at the moment, we will use a 1 degree magnetic for our compass setting, and that will take us due north on this Earth. Now, there is a little saying, if the variation is west, magnetic is best. And if the variation is west, magnetic is best. That means the magnetic is a little bit bigger than the true north. You see, you have to add 1 degree. But if the variation is east, then the magnetic is least. Magnetic is least, which means you will have to subtract 1 from the 0, 0, 0. So over here in Australia, there are variation lines which run slightly different direction, and they might go across here, and you might see a 10 degree east variation line on one of these charts. Each one of these is a different WAC chart. Now, if you're flying and you want to fly north, and you're flying near a 10 degree east variation, well, that means magnetic North Pole is in the easterly, there's an east variation towards magnetic pole. So really, what we have to do is, if you want to go 0, 0, 0 degree true, you have to subtract 10 degrees from 360 and follow 350 degrees. And that's a magnetic heading. So 350 magnetic is the same direction as 0, 0, 0 true, and that's due north. So if you set your compass for 350 degrees magnetic, you will actually be flying in a due north heading. So this is what I wanted to talk about, is the variation lines. Look for a variation line. If you see a W, it means you have to have 1 degree more than the track that you want, the heading that you want to make. If you've got an E, means your magnetic has to be 10 degrees. If it's 10 degrees E, you have to take 10 degrees off your heading to get your magnetic heading. So this is a small session to do with variation, and you will see these purple dashed lines on any WAC chart, and if you see an E, hopefully you know you've got to take away 10 degrees off your true heading. If you have a W, or west variation, then you have to add 1 degree or whatever number it is to your heading to turn it into a magnetic heading. So there we have true headings and magnetic headings, degrees true and degrees M. Until I talk to you again, stay happy.